You're right on time for Hope TV News Watch on this 25th day of September 2023. A very good evening to you and welcome to the broadcast. My name is Ken Kimani and my co-presenter on the sign language interpretation tonight is Boniface Morethi. Now, President William Ruto has today flagged off distribution of 100,000 community health promoters kits to all the 47 counties. The kits aim to empower and equip community health promoters with essential tools to enhance healthcare access and promote healthier communities to achieve this goal. Speaking during the flagging off event at Uhuru Park grounds in Nairobi, President Ruto has urged CHPs and healthcare workers to serve Kenyans with zeal and motivation and be compassionate, respectful and thoroughly professional. Our very own Alice Diana begins our bulletin with the following story.
We are here today to visit the Maritime Training Center in Murang'a of the Pioneer International University. Yes, when he visited about a month ago to the Korea,
we do apologize for the mix-up of the stories. Renson Mulele Igonga has been sworn in as the Director of Public Prosecutions. Mulele, who takes over from Nudin Haji, is set to serve on an 8-year term. While presiding over the swearing-in at State House, Nairobi, President William Ruto has urged Mulele to tackle graft head-on without fear or favor, noting that the vice is one of the biggest barriers to the transformation of Kenya. Here's our very own Gloria Musimbe with the details.
Just a few days after the National Assembly approved the appointment of Renson Mulele Igonga as the Director of Public Investigation, he has now been officially sworn in to take up the duties of the post. Igonga has today been sworn by the Head of Public Service Felix Koskei at a ceremony presided over by President William Ruto at the State House in Nairobi today.
I, Renson Mulele Igonga, do solemnly affirm that I will well and truly serve the people and the Republic of Kenya in the office of the Director of Public Prosecutions, that I will at all times and to the best of my knowledge and ability protect, administer, and defend this Constitution and exercise the constitutional functions entrusted to me with a view to upholding the dignity and the respect for the criminal justice system of Kenya, having regard to the public interest and interest of the administration of justice without any fear, favor, bias, affection, ill will, prejudice, or any political, religious, or other.
Speaking during the swearing ceremony, President William Ruto has asked Igonga to be a defender of justice and protector of the vulnerable in society.
I'm very confident that the criminal justice system will work with you to make sure that we deliver to the people of Kenya that which they expect. The presence of so many others, including the Speaker here, members of the Executive here, the leadership of Parliament, and other organs, is a clear testimony that you have the support and goodwill of every actor within our criminal justice system and other arms of government.
While emphasizing his tough stance on corruption, the president has urged the incoming DPP to carry out his responsibilities properly, fearlessly, and without bias.
On behalf of the judiciary, together with the broader stakeholders in the justice sector, under the auspices of the National Council on the Administration of Justice, NCAJ, that I chair, we stand ready to welcome you to the family of NCAJ and to assure you that we will collaborate as partners and work with you to deliver on your mandate.
President William Ruto called for cooperation between the various criminal justice departments to support Igonga on his duties.
You have a duty to make sure that the property of the people of Kenya, the resources of the people of Kenya are not abused, they are not wasted, they are not stolen, and through corruption, the people of Kenya don't lose.
While loading Igonga on his appointment, Chief Justice Martha Koome assured him that they will collaborate and work with him in his quest as the new Director of Public Prosecutions, DPP.
The role of the DPP sits at the intersection of investigations and judicial processes. Thus, your success is dependent on the synergy you build with all other actors in the criminal justice system. And that is why I am most pleased to note that today we have the entire membership of the National Council of Administration of Justice, members that share in the burden of responsibility, ensuring that justice is truly our shield and defender.
Ingonga succeeds Nordin Haji, who is currently the Director General of the National Intelligence Service. Reporting for TV Newswatch, I'm Gloria Musimbi.
Thank you so much, Gloria, for that report. Now let's revisit our top story for the day. And President William Ruto has today flagged off distribution of 100,000 community health promoters kits to all the 47 counties. The kits aim to empower and equip community health promoters with essential tools to enhance healthcare access and promote healthier communities. To achieve this goal, speaking during the flagging off event at Uhuru Park grounds in Nairobi, President Ruto has urged CHPs and healthcare workers to serve Kenyans with zeal, motivation, and be compassionate, respectful, and thoroughly professional. Here's our very own Alice Diana with more on the story.
3, 2, flag off. County 02.
In its quest to ensure every Kenyan, especially in rural areas, has access to quality healthcare and at the time they need it, the government has today launched the distribution of community health promoters kits to all the 47 counties. President William Ruto, who presided over the event, has termed the launch of the health kits, which will be used by local health workers, as an important step in delivery of quality health services in the country.
Leo tunakutana hapa kuanzisha safari ya kubadilisha vile afya itawafikia Wakenya katika vijiji zetu kila sehemu ya Kenya. Hapa tumekutana kwa sababu kwa muda mrefu tumekuwa tukipanga afya ya kutibu, lakini saa hizi tunapanga afya ya kuzuia magonjwa.
Ruto revealed that every community health promoter is entitled to receive a stipend at the end of the month, which will be paid digitally in order to be motivated to provide quality care for those in need.
We are going to partner with them to make sure that our community health promoters have a stipend every month. And we are going to co-share a shilling for a shilling with our county governments, so that these men and women, the good people who have volunteered their time, energy, and resources to make sure that they visit our homes.
Tulikaa na viongozi wenu, tukasema kila mwezi lazima kaempesa katingike, si ni kweli? Na harufu ya kitunguu itambaye kwa nyumba na nyama. Ama ni aje? Si mmekuwa mnapata? Sasa rais amesema ile ambayo nimekuwa nawapatia pia yeye ataniongezea. So your excellency, we are very happy that from what we've been able to give the community health promoters, because an investment in the CHPs reduces even our budget for health in our hospitals. That we don't need to use that amount in our hospitals at the primary level. Kila mtu atakuwa na bagi yake, iko na thermometer, iko na glucometer, iko na tablet, iko na vitamins, iko na madawa yote. Mkitembea mtaani muweze kuangalia watu wetu.
The president has urged both members of parliament and senate to expedite on the health legislations before them in order for the government to deliver health on a firm, legal and legislation footing.
Tumekubaliana na wabunge wako hapa, mtusaidie kupitisha hiyo sheria ndio hawa wangwana wafanye kazi ambayo sheria ya Kenya inawatambua.
Speaking during the event, Health Cabinet Secretary Susan Nakhumicha said that as a ministry, they aim to prevent diseases rather than fighting them, which will in turn address the ever-increasing healthcare cost.
We will only achieve UHC through strengthening primary healthcare, afya mashinani, and empowering community health services which we rightly call Afya Nyumbani. As a ministry, we aim to promote health and prevent diseases rather than fighting them, which will in turn address the increasing healthcare costs. The shift from curative to preventive and promotive care is not only a smart investment, but also a guarantee massive healthcare improvements across the 47 counties.
On their part, the Council of Governors, led by their chair Anne Waiguru, said they remain fully committed to supporting the CHP program through allocating resources that will match national government allocation.
As you may already know, most counties already allocate over 30% of their total county budgets to health, despite having 14 devolved functions. Some of these resources support primary health care.
After the launch of the CHP kits today, President William Ruto is now set to unveil 100,000 community health promoters during the Mashujaa Day celebrations next month. The CHPs will be critical in decongesting hospitals in the country. For Hope TV Newswatch at Uhuru Park grounds in Nairobi, I'm Alice Diana.
Thank you, Alice, for that report. A Teachers Service Commission has directed all field officers who are currently on leave to resume duty on the 16th of next month ahead of the national exams. A TSC CEO Nancy Macharia said that the move is aimed at ensuring that the last phase of the preparation for the national exams is successful. At the same time, Education CS Ezekiel Machogu has issued a warning to officers and candidates in charge of the 2023 national examinations. Wanjiru Njuguna has more.
All examination field officers in the country have the next 3 weeks to return from their leave ahead of this year's national exams. Teachers Service Commission TSC has directed all field officers who are currently on leave to resume duty on the 16th of next month to ensure the last phase of the preparation for the national exam is successful.
All TSC field officers who are currently on leave must resume duty on October 16th, 2023.
More than 3.5 million candidates will sit for the national exams this year, including the Kenya Primary School Education Assessment KPSEA, KCPE, and the Kenya Certificate of Secondary Education KCSE. This year has produced the highest number of Kenya Certificate and Primary Education KCPE candidates, around 1.4 million ever registered in the country. According to Macharia, TSC has vetted a total of 223,223 teachers who will serve as supervisors and invigilators.
The TSC has vetted over 223 teachers who will serve as supervisors and invigilators, while that 731 will perform the role of examiners.
Meanwhile, Education Cabinet Secretary Ezekiel Machogu has issued a warning to officers and candidates in charge of the 2023 national examinations. Machogu has said that the ministry will not spare anyone who will be involved in malpractices.
Whatever he deserves to get, let no one be involved in any kind of malpractice. Again, we have ensured that there will be no room for such malpractice.
The Cabinet Secretary has beseeched the candidates to rely on the knowledge they have acquired while learning and desist from being involved in unethical activities towards cheating in examinations. Additionally, the Cabinet Secretary has cautioned the public to be vigilant and aware of individuals who may try to deceive candidates with counterfeit examination materials.
Be wary of unscrupulous individuals who could want to con and sell fake examination materials to unsuspecting candidates and the parents and the guardians. Candidates should rely on the knowledge they have acquired while running and desist from being involved in unethical activities towards cheating in examinations.
Today, the Education Cabinet Secretary Dr. Ezekiel Machogu launched the Kenya National Examination Council season, giving directives and measures to be followed. He further pointed out that only mathematics and one language alongside other subjects will be used to grade students, starting with this year's Kenya Certificate of Secondary Examination. Wanjiru Njuguna, reporting for Hope TV Newswatch.
Thank you, Wanjiru, for the reportage. Now, Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua will on Thursday this week convene a multi-stakeholders meeting so as to discuss the country's preparedness to handle the El Nino rains. According to DP Gachagua, various ministries will take part in the deliberations. Gachagua has noted that there is enough information to enable everyone to prepare for any eventuality, including those living in areas prone to flooding.
We have called the Ministry of National Treasury because of the financial implications, the Ministry of Water and Sanitation, the Ministry of Environment, the Ministry of Agriculture and Livestock Development, the Ministry of ASAL, the Ministry of Interior, the Ministry of Health, the Meteorological Department, the Drought Management Authority, the Kenya Defense Forces, the National Police Service, humanitarian agencies like Red Cross, international organizations, our development partners, and most important, all the 47 county governors, because in one way or another, they'll have to work with the national government to deal with the various challenges that will come with El Nino. The governors who are here, you'll find a formal invitation when you go back to the office, but this address forms again as a way of inviting you to create time and come for that meeting. The governor, Nairobi, is very critical. There are drainage challenges in this city and other cities of Mombasa, Eldoret, Nakuru that we need to prepare. We need to work together between the national government and the county government so that as a country we prepare for the challenges that will come with El Nino, and we have sufficient information to the people of Kenya, those who are on high ground, those who are in areas that are prone to floods. There is adequate information to the people of Kenya so that everybody can get prepared to deal with the expected emergencies and challenges that may come with El Nino.
Now, UDA party leaders from Bungoma County have warned their colleagues from Ford Kenya and the ANC party to respect their party's Secretary General Cleophas Malala, failure to which they will withdraw their support to those who continue to disregard Malala. They have further asked their counterparts to work together to protect the interests of the people of the Western region.
Sisi kama UDA hatutakubali, haswa mimi Dan Wanyama, nataka kuongea kwa niaba yangu. Sitakubali mtu wa chama kingine chochote aweze kutoa matusi kwa rais wetu na kwa Secretary General wa chama chetu tukiwa tunaangalia. Sasa SG, nataka kukuhakikishia kwamba katika Bungoma, katika mlima Elgon, chama cha UDA ni imara kwa sababu ndio chama tawala cha nchi hii yetu ya Kenya.
Ukweli ni kwamba tuko na party leader na rais mmoja. Ama namna gani? Hii chama ya UDA, it cuts across tribal barriers. Lakini kama mtu anataka kuintroduce kusema ya kwamba hata Mount Elgon, Bungoma yote, that we are going to convert, how can you fight the arm that fits you? Sisi hatutusi watu wengine. Hizi miaka 4 ni miaka ya kufanya maendeleo. Ama namna gani?
Crossing borders now, and the US President Joe Biden has unveiled a new White House Office of Gun Violence Prevention in a bid to fight for gun safety laws in the United States. According to US advocates, gun violence kills tens of thousands of people a year in the US, or more than 100 people a day. Vice President Kamala Harris will oversee the office, taking on an issue that is critical to her and Biden's political base. Biden's 2024 re-election campaign is expected to focus heavily on efforts to reduce gun violence.
Who protested, organized, voted, and ran for office, and yes, marched for their lives. I'm proud to announce the creation of the first ever White House Office of Gun Violence Prevention, the first office in our history. After every mass shooting, we hear a simple message, the same message all over the country, and I've been to every mass shooting. Do something. Please do something. Do something to prevent the tragedies that leave behind survivors who will always carry the physical and emotional scars. Families who will never quite be the same. Communities overwhelmed by grief and trauma. Do something. Do something. This is totally unacceptable. It's not who we are. And we have to act. We have to act now. And let me be very clear. If members of the Congress refuse to act, then we'll need to elect new members of Congress that will act.
Now, on that note, it's time for a quick breather here on Newswatch. But after the break, I'll be back with everything you need to know in the world of business and sports.
In order to keep hope alive in the airwaves, Hope Media has a couple of initiatives. Friends of Hope. Friends of Hope is you and I forming a team of well-wishers and volunteers who give in cash and kind to support in spreading the gospel at Hope Media. Currently, Hope Media is running a campaign under Friends of Hope dubbed 100 for 1. Through the campaign, Hope Media is asking Hope FM and Hope TV listeners and viewers to give just 100 shillings in order to reach one more soul with the message of hope and the gospel. Engage with us on our social media platforms at Hope FM Live and at Hope TV Kenya. Kuwa rafiki mso leo.
Treasure Hunt.
Treasure Hunt on Hope TV.
We bring you great content for boys and girls in this new season of Treasure Hunt.
Kisha tashimba shambani.
In Proverbs and Ecclesiastics, he is our wisdom. In Songs of Solomon, he is our lover and bridegroom. Yay!
Treasure Hunt, Saturdays at 9 a.m. only on Hope TV.
Welcome back. Now, Korea Institute of Maritime and Fisheries Technology has signed an agreement with the Pioneer International University in Kenya to train over 400,000 Kenyans who will get employment in Korean maritime organizations, which are falling short of workers at a payment of over 100,000 shillings monthly. According to the Korea Institute of Maritime and Fisheries Technology President Professor Park Jin-soo, there are many possibilities and opportunities for Kenya to work together with Korea in terms of the maritime industry having so many opportunities that are unfulfilled.
We are here today to visit the Maritime Training Center in Murang'a of the Pioneer International University. Yes, when he visited about a month ago to the Korea, we also discussed many things, and also he visited the maritime training centers and the ship owners association as well. So there is a possibility and opportunity to work together. This is just the initial stage to understand each other, and then we'll go to the make about some cooperation issues, and then yes, we can share our experiences and knowledges with the Kenyan government, also the Pioneer International University as well.
This other course that you've talked about, of the 6 months in Kenya, and another 6 months in South Korea, will indeed be of much benefit to our young people, and also to the government of Kenya, which is always trying to create employment for young people. And I think the moment you have started doing it, and I think it's going to be very soon, Pioneer International University will be issued with accommodation by the government of Kenya, because nobody else would have done what they are going to do.
And to some sport in action now, Harambee Starlets head coach Beldin Odimba has called on all Kenyans to turn up in large numbers to show support during the squad's second leg match of their 2024 Africa Women's Cup of Nations qualifiers against Cameroon tomorrow at the Nyayo National Stadium at 3 p.m. The squad jetted back into the country last night and will need to overturn a 1-0 loss to the indomitable Lionesses. Odimba has urged all fans to seek permission to leave early from work so that they can't come and support the Starlets since the game is on a weekday.
Mentally tuko sawa na kesho tunaenda kuapply ile physically na tuna game.
Unatarajia game ina gani kesho?
Na tarajia iwe fair game na tukue lucky.
If my girls play according to plan ile tuko nayo as a technical bench, then tarajia ni mazuri. Kenyan fans naweza omba waje na waje kwa wingi. Starlets imekuwa ikipata a lot of positive vibes from the fans. Fans wamekuwa kitokea, Kenyans believe in us. Wakija stadium kuona wajaze stadium, watakuwa wamecheza role kubwa sana. Tunaomba waweze kuomba maruhusa kutoka makazini. It's not a good day. Ni weekday, but watu wakiweza kupata ruhusa waje, itakuwa nzuri sana kwetu.
We wish Starlets all the best tomorrow. 8 teams have made it to the Safaricom Machapa Dimba Nyanza regional final game set for the coming weekend at Moi Stadium in Kisumu City. The 8 teams are Obunga FC and Plateau Queens from Kisumu, St. Peter's Wagai Mixed and Victoria Sports Academy from Siaya, Awendo Academy and Agenga Girls from Migori, Nyaguku FC from Nyamira and Kisii Queens from Kisii County. Moving on, Phyllis Kisuna, Jesang Cheriot and Jay Kisuna returned a combined score of 157 points to emerge as the overall team winners of the 13th leg of the KCB East Africa Golf Tour held at the Par 73 Kitale Golf Club this past weekend. The golf tour will now head to Machakos Golf Club on the 7th of October for its 14th leg as the grand finale edges closer.
Through the KCB East Africa Golf Tour and its events, we're looking at creating memorable connections as well as sharpening our skills with a long-term goal of expanding the game of golf. But we just want to ensure that the game of golf is expanded.
I feel good to be one of them, one of the winners. I'm very happy to be one of the winners. It was very good. I woke up, I prayed, then I prayed for the sponsors. That is KCB. And then the game came to, I played well.
30 coaches have today embarked on their CAF C coaching course journey in Buruburu here in Nairobi. Former Harambee Stars goalkeeper Noah Ayuko, who is currently coaching Division 1 side Veg Pro FC, forms part of the participants and is keen on reaching even greater heights with his team. The course will run for 4 weeks under the tutelage of Salim Ali and Zedekiah Otieno.
Federation sana kwa kueleza kozi hizi. Ndio maana makochi kwa wengi, kwa kazi sio kwa makochi wengi hapa kwa chini. Tuanze mpira wetu Kenya kutoka chini kuja juu. Kwa sababu ndio yaribika chini ndio wafika juu kwa ni shida. Na nashukuru Federation sana. Ndio kuna coach hivi sasa hivi. Tunapata ile nguvu pia ya kuweza kufunza vijana wetu. Ndio mpira wetu wa Kenya rudi imekuwa. Turudishe hapo usio wenyewe tujaribu turudishe hapo. Sababu tunaona ile watu wanaongea mambo mengi lakini Federation inafanya kazi kubwa sana kutuweka hapo sasa hizi. Hizi courses tunaomba mingi ziweze kuwa tuweze ku attend na mpira wetu tunataka kuwa ifike. Lazima kocha kuwa operamedi mzuri, abjana kuja pia operamedi mzuri chini. Wapate chini kutoka chini operamedi mzuri ndio kuja juu wanajua kinafanya. Akitoka chini anajua, akuja hapo juu apata pia mimi kwa hapo juu mfunza juu. Mwingine yako juu yangu pia namfunza mwa juu. Naona ndio kijana pia akifika kwa kiwanja pale anajikita mfunzo anajua kivitu right kutoka chini.
Now on that note, we come to the end of our news tonight. Many thanks to you for watching Hope TV News Watch. We really do appreciate the value of your time. On behalf of the whole team that made this bulletin a success, have yourself a blessed night. My name is Ken Kimani, and my co-presenter on the Sign Language interpretation has been Boniface Moridi. Tano nane.